it's Janice from Resilience. So today I'm going to take you through my low back and SI joint pain flare-up program. So this is good for anyone who has an ache across their lower back or has that SI joint pain. And if you're not sure where the SI joint is, basically your back ends about here and it'll be a little bit lower down. It'll be right in here where your hip meets your sacrum, your lower back. So this is a program that I will do myself whenever I get that warning signal. And you know, if you've ever had back pain, you know what that warning signal is. And you know that if you continue and don't do anything about it, it's going to get real bad. So I get it when I walk for too long, or if I'm sometimes doing dishes or doing something in a bent over position for a really long time. Some people can get it from sitting too much. Some people get it from standing too much. Some people get it from going up and down the stairs, things like that. Anyways, so you can do this any time of the day. If you're really, really stiff in the morning, this would be a good thing to do in bed before you get up. So you can follow along. The first thing we're gonna do is some deep breathing. And you may think, deep breathing? That's so basic, that's so boring. Well, it's actually really good when you have back pain, because when you have pain, you end up breathing up here really shallowly, and you sometimes have to retrain yourself to let the air go all the way down here. The other thing that happens is when you use the bottom part to breathe, your ribs can expand, your ribs attach to your spine, and your ribs in your back share some muscles as well, so those muscles can expand and relax. So it's actually a really good thing to do. And then the other reason it's good is that it causes you to dial in to your body. And what I want you to do during this program is to do everything really light, really easy. I don't want you to force anything. So our body is not like a machine that you have to make it get its range of motion and then it'll keep it. You don't force it to do that. What you do is you relax it and allow those muscles to relax and lengthen, and they will allow you to move more easily. So if your face looks like this, when you're doing it wrong, okay? And you need to dial in and just let gravity move you, okay? So we're gonna start with those deep breaths. So get in a comfortable position. Some people like their knees up, and some people just like to be flat. I like my knees up. So imagine letting your belly expand when you breathe in and letting it fall on the way out. So the air fills up your stomach. And then it comes out and your stomach goes down. So keep doing your deep breaths. The way to do it is to let everything be light and relaxed, not forcing it in. You're going to hold down here and see if you can make your side of your ribs or the back of your ribs expand. Because some people don't realize that actually our ribs move in 360 degrees. It's a cage. It doesn't just move to the front. It actually should expand to the back as well. So learning how to get your air into the back of your lungs can actually help your back relax quite a bit. Okay, now that we've done a bunch of deep breaths, what I like to start with is knees to chest. So if you have sore knees, you can hold underneath your knees, okay? And the goal is not to be like this. Let everything here just be supported and just pull with your arms. And the goal is to move your pelvis. You're tilting the pelvis up, okay? What that's doing is it's getting a whole bunch of synovial fluid, the fluid in the little capsules around your spinal joints to release, okay? So you're releasing more fluid and lubricating all your joints when you do this. And for some people, this can be enough to take away that ache. Sometimes for me it is. Okay, so what I want you to do is pay attention, and if your back starts to hurt, then you're going to stop or do things a little less, okay? So if this is okay for you, you can continue on to the next one. If that's enough for you, keep doing that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bridge up, and we're going to try to put the top of our spine down one by one until we get to the bottom, okay? So you go up, and then you keep this up, tilted as much as you can, and try to put each one down, and do it slowly. So if you're already done 3 by the time I've done 1, maybe you're going a little too fast, and you can chill out a little bit. So the key is to really pay attention, feel the pressure of the ground on each vertebrae as you go down, okay? And at first, you'll put 1 down, and then 3 will go down, and you'll put 1 down, and then another 3 will go down, because you don't have that ability to segment each part of your spine yet. But I promise you, if you do concentrate and you do practice, you will gain that ability little by little. And as soon as you have that flexibility between each of your spinal joints, then your spine's going to be a lot healthier. Okay, so we've done a bunch of those. Now what I like to do is what I call windshield wiper knees. Just moving them from side to side. So what this does, it allows a little twist in your low spine. Okay, you want to see what that looks like here? We're just going back and forth. Now, if you're in pain, you might only get to go that far before you have too much pain. That's okay. Pay attention and stop when the pain starts, okay? Some people are going to be all the way down like that. That's great. If you have pain and you're wincing when you go down that far, don't be a hero. Stop sooner, okay? So keep going side to side for another minute. Now, if that's enough for you, keep going on that. If you're okay with that, what you're going to do, I already forgot. Oh yeah, you're going to do what we call lumbar, which is the low spine, rotation, mobilization. So make yourself very straight like this. Hook your foot behind your other knee and let your knee go down to the ground. Okay, you can rest yourself here. Now hold it down with this hand and then just rest on your ribs, and then you're going to rotate your chest towards the ceiling, okay? Now, if you have a lot of back pain, this is going to be enough, so you can just stay here, right? If you can pull yourself open a bit more, that's fine, but if this causes your low back to start aching, then don't do that. Just go right here. Now, if you can go all the way to the end with no pain, hold your knee down, and then just do a little rocking motion. So I push into my elbow, and I pull with this hand, okay? Takes a little while to get the motion. Or you can put your arm out like that if you have more room, and you can just go like that. So the rocking motion is what can release more synovial fluid and really lubricate the spine like that. Okay, and then I like to come back to the middle and do some more knees to chest just to reset, because sometimes that movement can be a little bit aggravating. Okay, so maybe do about 10 of these. And then we're going to do this one on the other side. So I'm going to flip around so you can still see me. And what I like to do is sit like this, hook my foot under, and then just rotate. I got a good crack in my back. Free chiropractor treatment. Okay, so now we're going to do it on this side. And now that's getting a bit aggravating for me, so I'm going to twist back a little bit, and I'm only going to do it this far. Don't try to be a hero and put your arm on the ground, because this is meant to be pain relieving. It's not meant to force any sort of range of motion or anything. This, doing it little by little, will help you to gain that range of motion. All right, let's reset in the middle and do some knees to chest again. Okay, so now if you have that SI joint pain, which is down there, this one is going to be really good for you. Okay, so you put your legs at 90-90, so this is a 90-degree angle and this is a 90-degree angle. That's why I call it that. So you just want to match the pressure. So you want to imagine bringing this knee towards you, but you're pushing it away with this hand, but there's equal pressure between your knee pushing this way and your hand pushing that way, that it doesn't go anywhere, okay? So if you're using too much pressure on your leg, it'll look like this, okay? So then you want to ease off the pressure of your leg and push more with your hand. Now at the same time you're doing this, you're trying to move this leg down and you're trying to pull it with this way. So it's just doing the opposite. So I'm just holding underneath here and I'm keeping that steady so the leg's pushing that way, okay? So you're doing this at the same time. This knee's coming forward, that knee's pushing that way, and you're preventing it from moving with your hands. So you can hold a 10-second hold, and then you can relax for a second. Then we'll do it again. Pushing and pulling. Don't do what I just did, that's just for the camera. Okay. And relax for a second. So this really loosens up the SI joint and resets it because it's kind of supposed to move like this, but sometimes it gets locked. And then that movement when you walk is going to hurt it. So pushing and pulling again. 10-second hold. Okay, now we're going to do it on the opposite leg. So now this one's going to push down while I hold it steady with my hand, and this one's going to come up while I hold it steady with my hand. But we're going to do it in the middle here. Holding and relax. Holding this. And you can just pick any of these exercises. If you only have time to do one or two or one, just do that. Pick your favorite one. Maybe there's one that really takes down your pain right away. If you do these, the second you get any sort of ache or any sort of pain, just drop to the ground and do it. Who cares? Then you can really avoid a lot of back pain. So moving is good for back pain, okay? Resting and laying down for a long time is going to make it worse. People think resting is good, but it just makes you more stiff. You need to get everything all loosened up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is called hip CARs, which is CAR, Controlled Articular Rotation. They were made by a chiropractor, Andrea Spino. So you're just going to relax here and move your hip through its all directions of motion. So you bring your knee towards your chest as far as it goes, okay? Some people just stop here. Let's really push it. See how far you can get it. And then you open your knee towards the ceiling, all right? And then you start straightening it down, and then you come back to the middle. So I know it's really hard to see what I'm doing. So make yourself straight, bend the bottom knee, keep everything steady except the top knee. So bring it towards your chest, up towards the ceiling, and then straighten it out. Now, you know you're going too far if you're arching your back, okay? So you just want to go to your hip, cannot go anymore, and then bring it back. Okay, so knee to chest, knee to ceiling, and then knee down, straightening out your hip. Okay, and keep going around in a circle like that, pushing to the very ends of your range of motion. Okay. And we'll do 5 or 6 on each side. Keeping everything else steady. Okay, this is really going to help if you have SI joint pain too, after you do this for a while. So flip onto your other side. Knee to chest, knee to ceiling. Straighten it out. My shirt keeps coming up. Okay. Knee to chest, knee to ceiling. Straighten it out. Knee to chest, knee to ceiling. Straighten it out. Doing a big circle with your leg because your leg fits into your hip socket. And it needs to be mobile. It needs to be able to go in all of these directions. Okay? All right. So we got that one done. Now we can stretch out our glute med here. So you want to go into a figure 4 position. It looks like this. Okay, and if that's enough, you can just push your knee down away from you to get more of a stretch. So you should feel it in the side of your hip, okay? If you can do this just fine, you can grab under here, and I've pushed my elbow into my knee because I'm pretty flexible there, and I just hold it this way. You can just do a little hold, and sometimes it feels good for me to do a little rocking motion. I kind of just rock side to side a little bit, going into those really tight spots. And remember, if this is too much for you, if this is too much strain, I don't want you to strain. Just leave it down. Relax. Take a load off. Push your leg away. Maybe you can't push it that far. Maybe you only push it that far. That's great. You push to the end of your limit, okay? So some people have done yoga since they were 12. Like me, they're going to be a little bit more flexible than people who never stretch, okay? So you need to go to your own level. So switch legs, either staying like this or going like this. And I always grab under the knee. People don't realize that they don't have to go like this. They can if you want to, but a lot of people have knee pain, so I like to not squish the knee too much. Rocking side to side if you want, or you can just stay steady. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So if you're into yoga, you can just go ahead and do this pigeon pose, but I don't really recommend that for everyone, okay? So other people can go like this. What you want to do is actually tuck under, okay? You don't want to be like, woo, look how far I can go. See how I'm kind of curved in my back? What you want to do, tuck under, hold that tuck, and then just push forward a little bit. That really... So the video shut off in the middle of me doing it? Okay. So, staying here for a few more seconds, and then switching to the other side. And you can tuck under and push forward, and I'm feeling it on my back leg there. So, this is my little flare-up program. The last thing we're going to do is the test-retest, okay? So we're going to go through all the movements of the lower spine and see if there is any difference. Now, if your pain got worse after this, pay attention to which exercises made it worse, and you can do those a little bit less. Don't push so far into them, or maybe you'll take them out for a couple weeks and put them in again later, okay? So, coming back up here, bending forward, evaluating. Do you have pain? How much is it? Where is it? I don't have any. Going backwards. Yeah, I only have pain on one side now instead of both, and it's probably about a 1 or 2 out of 10 instead of the 3 that it was on both sides before. These sides, still good, and rotation, and rotation. So, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Now, a lot of people don't know that you can heal yourself through exercise. What physiotherapy does is we can do some manual treatments on you to accelerate that healing and give you some relief sooner on and just make the whole process shorter. But if you never do the exercises, a lot of times the treatments are just short-lived. And so you should strive to get to the point where you're feeling better through treatments and exercise, and then you just continue on with the exercise, and then you know what to do when you flare up, and you can handle it on your own. And then you can just come to us if you decide you're gonna skateboard for 5 hours one day for the first time in 15 years and you have pain. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching.